Hello friends, now over another application, industrial application of power electronic circuit is the static excitation system of alternator. This is very simple circuit diagram, but it is very complicated to manage it. So consider as generally to develop the voltage and to manage the power factor of the grid as well as to maintain the frequency, we have to excite the voltage to the armature winding of synchronous motor or alternator. Okay. So how to excite this DC winding depending upon the requirement of the speed and the requirement of the output voltage level. So here consider this is a synchronous generator. The synchronous generator develops a three-phase AC supply, and this winding is our DC winding. That is our field winding. This field winding we can connect through this DC generator, right? And the excitation of this DC generator, it is through amplifier circuit. And here, by sensing the three-phase output voltage of the synchronous generator, we can compare it with our reference voltage, and that reference voltage will be given to the amplifier circuit, right? And this amplifier circuit amplifies this signal through this winding, and this winding is connected to the DC generator field armature terminal, and whatever the DC voltage generated, we can connect it to the field winding of the synchronous generator, right? But this is through mechanical system only. Then how to develop the voltage of DC field winding using static excitation system. So this we generally use in our power supply system. Okay, so with the help of this inverter, using this rectifier unit as well as the inverter, we can control the frequency as well as we can control the DC voltage level. Okay, so here instead of this DC generator, we can connect the phase control rectifier across the input of the field winding, so that by controlling the firing angle of the phase control rectifier from 0 to 180 degree, if it is single phase, and we can also use the three-phase control rectifier to trigger or to excite the field winding. So this is simple DC excitation system using mechanical devices as well as the electrical motor. But instead of this mechanical device, instead of this electrical generator, we can connect the phase control rectifier to get the constant or variable DC voltage for controlling the other parameters. Now another application, that is wind generator connected to the utility system. Now the generation of now we have to develop the voltage level not only the steam power plant or the hydropower plant now, but we have to depend on other renewable energy sources like wind generation or solar energy generation. So how this power electronic circuit is useful in the wind generation system, and how we can connect this generated voltage from the wind power plant to our grid system, that is our AC supply system. Okay, that is called utility grid. So as through wind, the rotation of this blade, it increases the speed of this. So this is a bigger gear and this is small gear. So this is a gearbox, and through gearbox we drive this permanent magnet synchronous motor, or sorry, synchronous generator, or the generator. And the output of this generator, it is three-phase AC, but uncontrolled frequency, right? Uncontrolled frequency, because the speed of the wind turbine is not fixed, right? So as we are using the alternator, so alternator at a 50 hertz frequency, utility grid requirement frequency is also 50 hertz frequency, and synchronous generator creates its synchronous speed. synchronous generator creates its synchronous speed according to the prime mover connected according to prime mover. So here, what is prime mover? This wind turbine is our prime mover. So according to the speed of this prime mover, that is our blade, wind blade, this will create the unwanted frequency. Okay, that is wanted frequency is only 50 hertz, but it may create 3 hertz, it may create 30 hertz, it may create 25 hertz. Then how to obtain this 50 hertz frequency with proper three-phase AC supply? So simply here we apply this output of this output of alternator, that is three-phase AC supply generated to this AC to DC rectifier, right? So it rectifies the AC voltage, and by triggering this rectifier unit, phase control rectifier unit, we can control the output of DC voltage across the input of the inverter. So this is our DC to AC converter, that is called the inverter. So input to this inverter, that is a DC input, and this DC input will be rectified into AC, and by controlling the proper parameter, which parameter generally we use the frequency as well as the voltage. So if you want the 50 hertz frequency, then trigger this inverter according to that 50 hertz frequency. Then the output of this inverter, you will get, again it is three phase with the 50 hertz frequency. So here we are getting unregulated frequency, and through this inverter, by triggering the thyristors at 50 or IGBT or MOSFET at a 50 hertz frequency, we will get the 50 hertz frequency at the output of the inverter. And here the role of the low pass filter circuit is to filter out the unwanted frequency, only allow the low harmonic. Okay. And here the coupling transformer is just to mitigate the grid demand. If here the voltage level, generated voltage level, let's say it is 6.6 kilowatt, okay, but the requirement at a utility grid, let's say it is 11 kilowatt, then how to match it? It is only by using the transformer. So this is, if it is the input output of this inverter, let's say it is 6.6 kilowatt, requirement to connect this output at 11 kilowatt, then we need 6.6 kilovolt oblique 11 kilowatt transformer, so that we can mitigate the grid demand voltage. Okay. So this is about the wind generator. This is a simple flow diagram of the wind. So here we are getting this wind. This wind generator generates the unwanted frequency, unregulated frequency, and the three-phase AC supply through this generator, and this generator through this rectifier unit and the inverter unit and the transformer unit. We can connect this transformer unit to our utility grid system, so that we can distribute the three-phase AC supply from the wind generator. Now the third application of phase control rectifier is in closed loop control of induction motor and variable frequency method or stator voltage control method, but it is completely closed loop, right? So which one is the more stable mechanism? Open loop system is more stable than the closed loop system. But here, as per the requirement of the speed and the voltage requirement, we can set the required voltage or desired speed, and by triggering these inverters or by controlling the output voltage and frequency of the converters, we can control the speed as per the desire, and we can control the voltage also. So let us consider the simple block diagram of a closed loop control of induction motor. So this is simple three-phase AC supply or single-phase AC supply, and this we need the closed loop control of this induction motor using V/F. Okay, so the input requirement to this motor, it is our three-phase AC supply and the frequency 50 hertz frequency. Okay, but to control the speed of the motor, we have to control this V/F ratio, because V/F ratio must be constant, right? So if, as you know, that by reducing the frequency, we have to increase the voltage. So here, first requirement is we need a speed sensor to sense the speed of the motor. That is, using the position sensor or position detection, we can convert this pulse width available from the motor into the required into the measure speed, and this measure speed will be given to the amplifier, that is for the comparison. Let's say here our requirement is 1300 rpm, but the speed of the motor, let's say it is 1400 rpm, right? We are receiving. So here the 1300 minus 1400 creates the minus 100 rpm. So to get 1300 rpm, we have to reduce the level of frequency so that we can transfer the operating point. So how to reduce the frequency? By providing the proper PWM switching method using the microcontroller. And this microcontroller gate pulses will be given to the inverter circuit. Right. So there are six signals given to the inverter switches, and input requirement to this inverter is only DC voltage. Then from single phase AC supply system, we can convert this voltage AC into DC, and this DC voltage is connected to the inverter. And so that by controlling the proper voltage and frequency, we may achieve the 1300 rpm of the motor. So here, this speed setting is our desired speed setting. This is a sensor, either it is encoder or position sensor, uh, like IR sensor or other photo sensor. And according to that, using the controller, we can measure the speed of the motor. And by comparing this using the comparator, we can compare the desired and obtained speed. And according to that, we may create the gate pulses for the inverter. Okay, so this is the simple closed loop circuit diagram. So again, if we achieve the speed, let's say the desired speed is again it is 1300 rpm. But here the speed of the motor, let's say it is 1200 rpm, right? So this 1200 rpm, this 1200 rpm that we detect, and here it is 1300. So 1300 minus 1200, that is plus 100 additionally rpm that we need. So we have to create the frequency, higher frequency, so that we will set the operating point at a higher point. So design this PWM according to this and trigger this pulses to the inverter. So this is all about the closed loop control of three-phase induction motor. Now another application of this power electronic circuit in industry, it is induction heater. This is just to mold the iron material or any metal, and with the help of this conducting wire, by providing just a losses, that is eddy current loss, we are creating heat. Okay, so this is the very simple connection. Here, this is alternate AC supply connected to this coil. This is white part is our coil, and this is our magnetic material. So when we provide this alternate current to this coil, then the eddy current will be developed in core part, right? And this eddy current creates the heat in the iron material, and due to that heat, we can mold this iron material placed inside the coil. Okay, but here, how to provide this controllable AC voltage so that we can mold this, or we can make the hard or iron material. So this is very simple circuit diagram. We are supplying, here it is AC supply to this coil, and inside the coil there is one rod connected, and it is an iron rod, and through this heat we are molding or making a hard core iron material, or we can also mold this iron core material. Okay. So how to provide this voltage? So this structure, you know that how to, what do you mean by AD current? By providing this AC voltage or a high frequency current. High frequency, why it is high frequency? Because AD current or AD power or power due to AD current depends on the frequency. So if we increase the frequency, we will get the high AD current power or high AD current also, and due to that high AD current, it creates the heat loss in the iron material. So how to provide this high frequency current, right? How to provide this high frequency current? So this is the simple circuit diagram for high frequency current. Simple, as you know, same structure, right? Only just here we are using same inverter circuit as well as the rectifier. So three-phase input supply connected to the rectifier unit. So we are rectifying the three-phase AC voltage into the single DC voltage. This DC voltage is connected to the inverter section. So by increasing the frequency through this inverter, that increased frequency we are giving to the induction coil. But here we have to use one transformer and the capacitor to match the load requirement of the induction, right? So that it creates the proper required voltage as well as it matches the load value. Okay. So here the generated frequency, either it is 50 hertz or greater than 50 hertz, or by controlling the firing angle to this within this inverter, we will get the high frequency to mold this iron material placed inside the coil, right? So this is another application, and it is through static through solid state inverter only we are creating the heat in the induction coil. So this is all about the induction heating. So thank you very much. If you have any query, please repeat this video, and please read other materials for more information if you are interested in it. Thank you.